Hello. Have you ever considered yourself a do-it-yourself kind of person, but you're afraid to work around electricity or install your own receptacle? Well, I'm here today to share my experience. I've been an electrician for 7 years. I went through a 5-year apprenticeship program, in-school training, on-the-job training, and today I'm going to show you how to wire up a receptacle. So first, you got to make sure that the circuit is off. Now to do that, you can use an inductance tester or a normal meter, which I have a normal one right here. I've already tested, made sure that this is off, but just as an example, make sure this tester works. The light turns red when I touch this hot electrical cord. No light here on these wires. That's the biggest thing, make sure it's safe. You'll need a wire strippers, a screwdriver, a level, and some electrical tape, and obviously a receptacle. So what you do is you take the ground, a hot and a neutral for each receptacle. You strip about 3/4 of an inch off of the wire. Use the correct size hole for the wire size that you're using. There's different size holes. Okay, then you use this wire stripper and you make little hooks on these. This is the better way of wiring up a receptacle rather than using the holes in the back of the receptacle. Well, this receptacle doesn't even have it. This receptacle has holes here that you can just stick the wire back in that hole. We're not going to do that today. The better way of doing it is the way I'm going to show you. So wire up the ground first. You take that hook and wrap it around the screw. And you go around the screw in the same fashion that you're going to tighten this screw. So I'm going to flip this hook here. So when I tighten the screw, it'll, if anything, close the hook rather than open it if I had the hook in the other direction. I like to pinch it so it's not ever going to come off that screw now. And then tighten the screw down. Okay. Now, the neutral wire, you're going to take and you're going to wrap around the silver screw, where the other screw is copper colored. And that one is going to be for the hot wire. So the same thing, you got to make sure the hook is going around the screw in the right direction. And then you just squeeze together the hook here. Sometimes it can be stubborn. And then you tighten the screw down. If you could see that, it actually closed the hook even more when I tightened that screw. And then you take the black wire, which is the hot wire, and you do the same. You pinch it together. And then screw the screw tight. Okay. Now that everything's tight, you take electrical tape and you wrap the receptacle. And the reason you're doing this, especially in a metal box like this one that I'm installing it in, you don't want this screw to touch the hot screw to make contact with the metal box, and it'll short the circuit out. And then you have to figure out why that's happening later. Also, this bare ground wire could touch the screw and short it out. So you always want to wrap it with electrical tape. The other thing is, if you ever have it open and you reach in here, you'll shock yourself. So now you just shove this receptacle in the box and line it up with these screws here. And I like to use a drill for this step, makes it quicker. But you can use a normal screwdriver. So once you get that started, just make sure the receptacle isn't, you're not pinching any wires before you go the whole way, especially when you're using a drill. So, you want to make sure that the receptacle is level, which it is not right now. So I'm just going to tap this and make it level. And then tighten it. And then I just got to repeat the process for the other receptacle. And I will have 2 duplex receptacles right here installed. And then I'll need to put the cover plate on and I'll be done. So now you know how to install your own receptacle in the correct way. And I hope this saves you time, money, and headache. Thank you, and have a nice day. Always remember to be safe around electricity. Test the circuit before you begin working. Thanks.